New this morning, the world's first infusion of a newly approved Alzheimer's drug is taking place right here in Rhode Island.
Hey, you may remember last week the FDA gave the go-ahead for this brand new treatment, the first new medication for Alzheimer's in 18 years. Alexandra Leslie is live at Butler Hospital in Providence, where the first treatment is scheduled to take place this morning.
Yeah, and should the drug arrive on time, that infusion should happen sometime before noon this morning. Now, 12 News spoke to the doctor who leads Butler's Memory and Aging program for our 12 on 12 digital original, The War on Alzheimer's, back in October, when he told Mike Montecalvo then that researchers were on the verge of a breakthrough. A new drug is bringing Alzheimer's patients and their caregivers a glimmer of hope.
I think this is a turning point.
Dr. Stephen Salloway is talking about aducanumab, also known as Aduhelm. The drug was given the green light by the FDA last week.
It targets one of the core components of Alzheimer's disease, the amyloid plaques that build up early in the disease, and it helps to remove them.
Dr. Salloway says Rhode Island played a big role in getting the drug approved, contributing one of the largest number of participants enrolled in clinical studies at both Butler and Rhode Island Hospital.
We were involved from the beginning. So it's been since 2013 with this medicine, and many of them remain stable on active treatment for years.
The treatment is given intravenously once a month.
And it gets into the brain at low doses. It binds to the amyloid plaque, which builds up in the brain. It breaks it up, and then it helps to clear it.
He says the main benefit is a slowing down of memory loss.
So definitely with a progressive illness like Alzheimer's, buying time early on in the disease is really important.
Dr. Salloway says though this drug's approval is a huge win, he only wants to build on this research.
We want to develop blood tests that can see if you're building up plaques in the brain. We're very close to that. We need people to volunteer for that. And so it's just the beginning of a whole new era.
Now, this treatment has been debated over the years, and Dr. Salloway says the medicine has had what he calls a bumpy course. I'll explain more about that coming up in our next half hour. Live in Providence, Alexandra Leslie, 12 News.
Well, there's a new weapon to fight against Alzheimer's disease. The FDA last week gave full approval to a new drug to fight the major cause of Alzheimer's, despite concerns about the cost and its effectiveness.
And later today, the first infusion of this drug is going to take place at Butler Hospital in Providence. That's where we find Alexandra Leslie. She's joining us now to tell us more about what critics are saying about this new treatment.
Well, the new drug called Aduhelm is said to clear away clumps of protein in the brain called amyloid plaques. But the approval is controversial because previous studies have found that reducing that plaque doesn't necessarily help Alzheimer's patients. Dr. Stephen Salloway, the director of Butler Hospital's Memory and Aging program, says a small initial trial of the drug was positive. But when the drug went to 2 larger trials in 2019, Massachusetts drug maker Biogen halted them after disappointing results suggested the drug would not meet its goal of slowing mental and functional decline in Alzheimer's patients. But several months later, the company reversed course after another look at one study showed the drug was effective in higher doses.
My view is the totality of the evidence, and having had lots of experience with 65 people on it for years, that there's enough benefit to warrant approval, and I think it really will accelerate the field forward.
Now, a phase 4 trial to confirm the drug's benefits is expected to last several years. That could, however, result in a revoke of the FDA's approval. The full approval is for those who have what's considered mild cognitive impairment. Live in Providence, Alexandra Leslie, 12 News.